All right, this is going to be a non-removable and a removable volar splint. This is typically used for wrist sprains, post-op carpal tunnels, flexor or extensor lacerations as well. You could start off at the wrist, you could start off in the hand, whichever way you want. I start at the wrist. You're going to typically use about 5 or 6 layers of padding, of cast padding, if I can get this thing started. Always wrap from distal to proximal, constantly ensanguinating the limb, specifically with your first layer of cast padding. My parameters are just shy of the metacarpal heads to 2 finger widths above the antecubital space. I pad a little further than I need to. Because I don't want plaster up against the patient. Your neutral positions are going to be 15-20 degrees of dorsiflexion, no radial ulnar deviation. I pre-cut my splint already, and I'll show you how I did that. Pre-cut the splint in a way to where I allow for her thenar eminence, along with the slant of the metacarpal heads. Your splint will be about 8 to 10 layers in thickness. Laminate your plaster, make sure it's nice and smooth before you lay it on the patient. This will help it dry. I come down, make sure that I'm below the level of the padding. See how nice and smooth? I have padding below the side there, or below the borders. And then my ace wrap is very loose. No, you are not pulling on this at all. It is simply holding the plaster to the patient. I hold in a 60s handshake. Slight pronation. Keep that ulnar styloid prominent. 15 degrees of dorsiflexion, no radial ulnar deviation. Again, wrist sprains, very popular. Some metacarpal fractures, if it's mid-shaft or proximal. And then most of your carpal bones could be treated in this as well. Constantly feeling, make sure I have no wrinkles. And I wait. The next one's going to be a removable version. Which I have some prefabricated fiberglass here that I'm going to measure to her. This one has the same padding on both sides, so you can't really screw this one up. But I still go in, I make the same slanted cut as I would a volar splint, the same cutout for the thenar muscles. Make sure that my padding sticks up above the patient, that I have no fiberglass sticking out. And the same with the 2 finger widths. I go back in. That's what my removable volar splint will look like. Again, you can't see this very well. I'm in a supinator so that you can see how I lay that on. Let me dampen this. You only need to run it underwater. You do not need to submerge it. Again, she's got to be able to bend her MCP joints all the way down to 90 degrees. Normally I would be pronating her right now, but I'm trying to get you guys to be able to see it. This ace wrap is very loosely wrapped on. She's radial deviating. This is typical of a patient. Again, I will pronate, 60s handshake, constantly feel for wrinkles, no radial ulnar deviation, and this is a removable volar splint. A lot of times we'll use this secondary for distal radius fractures, meaning they've been in a cast for a long time and they're coming out of the cast, and we just want a little bit more protection for them. So we'll put this on them, tell them something like, you know, anytime you're out of the house, put this on. They use nice, they make nice Velcro ones now, but the problem is you have a very limited population that those fit. Again, constantly feeling for wrinkles. 60s handshake, no radial ulnar deviation. Again, slight pronation. Removable volar splint.